It's day 11, and it's time for a quick strike! Hello and welcome to the Dohyo here on Mr. JWags channel. Today we are giving you another quick strike, a small tapas, amuse-bouche sized episode where we break down the Basho in progress and keeps us hungry for even more Basho Sumo. But we will be giving you spoilers through day 11 of the July tournament. So if you have not watched through day 11 of the July 2023 tournament, stop, watch it, and then return to us. Okay, what is this Basho? Alright, this is, no one, I think, had this leaderboard coming up. So we have Nishiki at 10-1. What? Alright, so this prediction has been blown out of the water. Nishiki has now gone from not just not having a bad tournament to not just getting Kachikoshi, still on the leaderboard with one loss, and will be making Sanyaku in the next tournament. Likely taking over for Abi, who looks to be on his way to a mild, at best, Makekoshi. But yes, if Nishiki gets one more win, that will be the most wins he's ever gotten in the top division. He's never been on the Sanyaku before. I did not expect a renaissance of Nishiki, but here we are. The real question from here on out is who is he going to face? Because, the reason I thought he was going to do poorly in the first place was because he was Maegashira 1, and he was going to have the meat grinder first week, where he faced everyone. And guess what? He is now already faced all of the unnumbered ranks, all of the Sanyaku, it looks like, including a day 1 Fusen against Kirishima. So he was fortunate enough to get that one out of the way. So even though Kirishima is back, he will not face Nishiki. The only people I'm very sure he's going to face are Shonen no Umi today, and he's going to face Hokuto Fuji as well, who's of course one win behind him on the leaderboard. So after Hokuto Fuji, who's he going to face? Haku Oho? Tamawashi, Onosho, perhaps Asanoyama. Yes, since we last talked on a quick strike, Asanoyama went Kyujo and has come back. So he's back on the Banzuke. He will be fighting today. Hopefully he is in good fighting form and is not doing a Kisano Sato-esque bravery thing that will hurt him down the stretch. And that, just take care of yourself, Asanoyama. Your entire career is not worth getting Kachikoshi in this tournament. One down from the leaderboard at 9-2, we have Sekiwake Hoshoryu, my Yusho pick. I still think he has a decent chance, but someone has to put dirt on Nishiki. I cannot overestimate how good of a position Nishiki is in, despite only having a 1-win sort of buffer right now. Nishiki is in the driver's seat and just has to win out against wrestlers he's sort of expected to beat. Now, the schedule gods have given us a fascinating matchup today. Hoshoryu versus Hokuto Fuji, both of them 9-2. So, whoever loses is going to be sort of out of the leaderboard. Unless Nishiki loses today to Shonen no Umi, something I don't think is going to happen. After Hokuto Fuji, it looks pretty clear that Hoshoryu is going to face the other two Sekiwake, and likely Ozeki Kirishima. Of course, Hoshoryu needs to get to 12 wins to make the 33-win Ozeki mark. Now, of course, I spent a whole video explaining that you don't need to get to 33 wins to make Ozeki, and 33 wins does not guarantee promotion, but Hoshoryu does need to win 3 out of his last 4 to make 33. I think he's gonna get it. Now, Hokuto Fuji down at Maegashira 9. I'm not quite all in on Hokuto Fuji here. Now, if we remember, last September, he started the tournament 9-0, and everyone's like, Hokuto Fuji Yusho, and then he finished it 1-6. So, this feels a little bit like that. I think he cleaned up down in the lower ranks, but now that he's getting aggressively promoted, we're not going to see many more wins out of Hokuto Fuji this time. And then one step down at 8-3, we have our 2 other Sekiwake. Now, Daisho needs to get to 11 wins, and Wakamoto Haru needs to get to 12. So, by my math, we have now reached the point, because all of the Sekiwake have not faced each other yet. We are now mathematically at the point where all 3 cannot get to 33 wins anymore. Follow my math on this. Hoshoryu can have 1 more loss, Daisho can have 1 more loss, and Wakamoto Haru cannot have any more losses. So if Wakamoto Haru wins out, that's the loss for Hoshoryu and Daisho. So when Daisho and Hoshoryu face, one of those guys has to lose, and there's the other. So by my math, we cannot get to 33 wins unless for some reason the Sekiwake do not all face each other. Sorry. So Daisho gets Tamawashi today, Wakamoto Haru gets Kirishima, so we will see how that goes. Sekiwake Mageddon will happen at some point in the last 3 days, and then who's left? Like Asanoyama? Tobizaru? We'll see. Depending on how good Asanoyama is feeling, he may be used to plug quite a few holes on the Torikumi in the last 4 days. Endo, of course, still has the 8-3 down there at Maegashira 16. I think we've reached the point where he's going to be promoted aggressively, and he's not going to do as well. If you look at the people he's beaten, I expect him to beat those people if he's healthy, and he looks healthy. Now he's wrestling the people who I do not expect him to beat. He gets Kota Nowaka today. I am not that optimistic. He also has yet to face any of the Sekiwake, so he could be down the stretch thrown into that mix as well. But again, like with Hokuto Fuji, I think it all depends on if he keeps winning down the stretch. And then, moderately surprising at 8-3, Haku Oho. I expected double-digit wins, but I did not expect him to be still technically on the leaderboard at this point. Much like I was saying about Asanoyama, I think we're going to have holes in the Torikumi, and if Haku Oho keeps winning, he could be super promoted up at the end to face some of these very difficult Rikishi. But he's already got his Kachikoshi, so I'm not that worried. He has Abi today, and I'm fascinated to see that match. But Haku Oho still has not faced Nishikigi, Hokuto Fuji, and the entirety of the Sanyaku, so he literally could be put anywhere in the next few days. Now, checking out how things are going down in Juryo, we have one wrestler at 9-2. Juryo 9, Tomikaze, the piano-playing veteran, is making a strong move for a Juryo Yusho. Very excited about this. I was very worried about his last tournament. He's still working his way back through injury, still not looking anywhere near how he looked when he was shooting up the Banzage into the high Maegashira ranks. It should be a wild finish because behind Tomikaze we have a whole bunch of guys at 8-3, including Juryo's 1, Kageyaki, and Atami Fuji, both of them already Kachikoshi at Juryo 1, awesome. Then we have Juryo 5, Tama Shoho, and Juryo 9, Dayamami. Now, we still have a number of matchups where these guys have not faced each other, so it should be a very busy and interesting last 4 days, and this leadership board should be thinned out a bit by day 14. Of course, we need to talk promotions and demotions. Right now, it looks like there are going to be 2 definite promotion demotions. The demotions are going to come from Wakataka Kage, who unfortunately has gone Kyujo again. He's going to be down in Juryo. And then probably shoot straight down into Makushita and then keep going. But we won't need to talk about that. And Bushozan has already gotten his Makekoshi at Maegashira 16. I think one more loss will definitely put him on the midnight train to Juryo, but right now he's going to be holding on with a lot of luck, and that's if he wins the next 4 matches, which I don't think is going to happen. But as I mentioned, we have 2 guys at Juryo 1 who have already gotten their Kachikoshi. So, one more win for both of them will make it a definite stamp. You guys are coming up, but I'm pretty sure that will happen. Otherwise, an 8-7 at Juryo 1 usually gets you up into the top division. Tama Shoho has an 8-3 down at Juryo 5. That could be enough if he wins like 2 out of his last 4. The guys down at Juryo 9, I don't think anyone's going to get up to like the 13-14 wins it would take to get promoted all the way up from there. So I think it's going to be just a healthy promotion for Tomokaze and Dayamami. I mean, other than the 2 I mentioned, which I think are pretty close to locks, or as close as you can get 4 days out from the end of the tournament, I think the rest of the Juryo Makauchi promotion-demotion picture is going to be a case of who catches fire and who craps the bed. Guys who might still yet crap the bed in the top division. Aoyama, 5-6, but right there at the bottom, so he pretty much has to win out. Maybe he'll get by with 7. Daishoho at Maegashira 14, 4-7. Also Kota Shoho, Maegashira 13, 4-7. Those guys both need at least 2 wins to be considered safe. And then Sadano Umi up at Maegashira 8, a 2-9. Now, I think he needs 2 more wins to be safe. Can he get 2 more wins looking as how he is looking right now, which is not good. This Basho has been so fun, y'all. I cannot wait to see how it ends. I have a feeling a lot of unexpected stuff is about to go down in the next 4 days. All right, so everyone, stay tuned to the Dohyo. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We got the recap coming up in about a week, so I'll see you then, and thank you for joining us on this quick strike.